All right, there will be banter. 2-week episode. I can't even speak. It was a 2-week layoff because this needs to be said. Veronica couldn't join us, and I'm sorry, but without Veronica, there is no show. I'm sorry. The rest of us are expendable, but without Veronica, there will be no banter. Okay, there still will be bourbon, but there will be no banter. All right, and with that said, we welcome back the lovable gun-toting liberal Veronica Lopez. How are you, man?
I'm good. Ben here took me to go shoot some skeet the other day, so I'm getting pretty fucking good.
Ooh, did
Getting
you?
all right. I'm doing all right. I could fuck up somebody if they come into my house uninvited.
Like Dick Cheney to the face?
Oh, yeah, except I'm not gonna miss. It's not gonna be a fucking accident. It's not gonna be an accident.
Did you guys see that movie when they reenacted that? The movie about him?
No,
like they reenacted the scene. Well, like they showed the scene of it happening, and then the guy who plays Dick Cheney's he's just off to the side smirking, like, shot him in the face.
That doesn't surprise me though. Does that surprise like Cheney's a creep? Is he still alive? I feel like after Cheney? The Bush administration just disappeared.
He definitely disappeared, but I'm pretty sure he's alive.
I mean, he'll be alive. He'll probably outlive us. He's one of those.
Yeah, people. I mean, that guy's been through a lot with his heart, and he's still going.
He's a firearms instructor for Blackwater now.
Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't. But seriously, it doesn't surprise anybody that we haven't heard anything about Dick Cheney since like day one of the Obama presidency. Like Dick Cheney just disappeared into the fucking ether.
You know what? We're gonna find out now as we say hello to the Australian eye candy. Ben Bridge, how are you, sir?
Good. It's great to be back.
No veggie mix or whatever hat from last time. Vegemite.
Vegemite. No, it's a bit too warm for wearing a beanie. it's a bit too warm for a beanie this evening.
He's still alive, and to be honest, he's only a year older than Joe Biden. So there you go. And with that being said, we bring in the non-Capitol rioter.
Thank you.
Just the honest civilian reporter doing great things with the military reporters and editors tagline, as you can see on the screen. Kristina Wong, how are you, madam?
I am good, considering being falsely accused of being a Capitol rioter over the last week. So,
and before you explain yourself, I would like to point out that your Christmas tree is still up.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There you go.
Are you going to believe what I tell you or what your eyes see? I also
trust but verify.
Fake news.
In your own defense, though, I do want to say that Capitol rioter and Capitol writer do sound really similar.
There you go.
The internet's kind of dumb.
That is.
For some people who can't read and write good,
yeah,
haven't been to the Zoolander school yet. I mean, having an ER in the same word is super confusing.
I mean, this does sound like an auto-erect issue.
Ooh, that's definitely
Got the joke? Okay, it only took you a second. It took you a second.
In a few seconds, I must go do some domestic chore real quick. But anyway, Kristina, as we see that you are sipping on, what is that?
I have no idea.
Is that like a
live-in
grape?
bartender made it for me, so.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good. So you were there. You're in the city. How was the inauguration? Tell us all about it.
Well, I didn't see a lick of it because, I mean, everything was very shut down. And if I applied for a press pass to cover it, then yes, I would have had, pretty good seat. But I didn't, I wasn't covering it. So I just watched it from home, like millions of Americans. But I did get out in the middle of the day to go to Virginia for an errand, and it was a little bit harder to get out of the city there. So I can say that there's still tons of roadblocks, lots of National Guard still, a lot of police. I would say that in the lead up to the inauguration, it was super eerie here. It was like a ghost town in DC. And it was really frustrating because I was trying to go shopping.
Yes,
and I
were.
Everything was shut down. Everything. I mean, just days in advance. I went to
Sephora.
Now you know how California is where I live.
Yeah, it was so crazy. It was just weird. It was a ghost town. Everyone's like walking on eggshells, suspicious of each other, looking at each other kind of weirdly, like, are you a terrorist or are you, just a resident? It was just weird. So,
Just a resident. Nope, not a terrorist, just a resident like you.
Yeah. So today I walked around. There were a lot of people out. Traffic was back to normal. There were still police and National Guard, but I think there's a different, there's this kind of like, let's get back to normal. And tomorrow morning, restaurants are opening up again.
Oh, yeah, I know. There's a lot of convenient openings going on around the country. We'll talk about that next week. But
I'm super
all right.
excited. I only know this because Old Epic Girl, who I follow on Instagram, was like, "We're open tomorrow." I was like, "Fuck, I'm supposed to be there." They're my favorite.
So, Kristina, that's good news for you because it means you can go get brunch to like soak up the hangover from tonight's podcast.
I like it.
Get all the eggs and bacon and waffles to soak up all of that drink you're drinking.
I mean, I feel like they serve food at her local speakeasy that she goes to after this anyway. So,
Yeah, I run a secret, club where after this podcast, people just come here. That's a secret.
Oh, I get it. And you guys
Is there like
is
there a mandatory like chin up entry that like has to happen?
Must do
like
one
you gotta
leg tuck to enter.
Do you call it the Gary Newsom speakeasy?
What's that?
What's that, Ben?
Do you call it the Gary Newsom speakeasy in deference to the?
Oh, geez,
it's all
that
glass
guy.
windows and
That guy.
You said it's close
it's
together
good to
as
see that.
Pelosi pub.
Lord
Pelosi
Newsom.
pub.
Yeah, it's good to see Lord Newsom felt patriotic yesterday. He saw fit to tweet that, so that was nice of him. He loves his country again. Anyway, Veronica.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on the inauguration of the 46th president of the United States of America?
So
no shit. There I was.
No shit. There I was on my couch in my living room. I was supposed to be in DC. And the funny thing is that my National Guard.
Why were you supposed to be there? Were you really going to go to the inauguration?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
so I
okay,
had friends
cool.
that lived out there. We were
Gotcha.
so we were planning on going, and then there were like
Wow.
no traffic incoming. And then
Well,
it
you were
turns
the
out that I
guard,
was,
right? Or were? No,
I was gonna say, so I'm actually, for those who don't know, I'm
Pretend.
actually in the process of switching out of the Guard, getting a conditional release into the reserves because I want to reclass. And so my Guard unit's actually up there right now. So they got to attend the inauguration. They got to attend the inauguration, and
they weren't allowed to look at it though, so they turned their backs.
Well, I do want to say that, like, in typical soldier fashion, right? So I'm at fucking work this morning, and I get a picture of like just feet and like drop trowel and like it's obviously a fucking bathroom stall. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, I got to take a shit in the Capitol. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some inappropriate drawings there now.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like a dick and like a Kilroy fucking carved into the
somebody's number. Or actually, it's probably not even numbers anymore. It's like social media handles or something. Here's my Snapchat.
It's Jody's fucking phone numbers like carved into the side. But yeah, so I got So Soldier got to shit in the Capitol building. He was pretty excited about it. So other than that, I mean, so the one thing that I did like about the weird Hunger Games ritual is exactly what it fucking looked like. What the fuck was, Lady Gaga wearing? And it was a lot. But I do appreciate the representation. You know what? I was actually really surprised. I'm gonna say Garth Brooks did a pretty good job. Wasn't expecting him to, he did good. He did all right.
I don't care about any of that. Why does this have to be like the fucking Super Bowl halftime show? It's an inauguration.
Because nobody else will watch it otherwise.
It doesn't need to be watched. It's not.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason.
I just think it's silly.
Fucking
it's like
tweets to talk to people because people don't fucking care unless it's entertaining. That's why. That's why politics is the way it is now.
I saw more messages and shit about like J-Lo and Lady Gaga. I'm like, who fucking cares? It's the inauguration. Talk about that. And then we don't have, look, if you want to have some bands and all that shit, great. But to treat it like it's some sort of fucking entertainment, like it's the Super Bowl, as I said, I think it's kind of silly. I just think it's silly.
I will say, yeah, and I don't disagree with you, right? Like it should be a very like formal thing, and it is. It's halftime. It's this is America's halftime show, and I do want to say that I thought it was pretty cool to see. And again, this is somebody. I feel like I need to reiterate this every fucking show. I don't like Kamala Harris's or Biden's fucking politics. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
We do not see eye to eye.
Should be known, but yeah,
Like,
you
but
probably
yeah,
have
but-
to
but
establish this every
completely,
time.
but like, yeah, but like,
that's awesome.
yeah,
I
I
don't
was like,
either.
yeah, I don't care for their brand of politics, but I do think, like, outside looking in, just from a completely, like, you know, disconnected, like, just as it is observation, it was pretty cool to see, like, the first Hispanic Supreme Court justice swearing in the first female vice president, for a lot of reasons, right? Like, I do believe that representation matters. And I know some fucking chode is going to comment about, like, well, the women, and as long as it's the right person for the job, like, shut up with your comments. This isn't that. You can fucking find me on Instagram and argue with me there. But as little girls in this country need representation, right? And, like, especially little brown girls, like, there are not a lot of role models to look up to. And this is actually a conversation we had when we were talking about that, you know, the Netflix movie that became a whole scandal. Having role models and women or men to emulate is a profound thing, right? Like, there was no fucking G.I. Jose when I was growing up. Like, I had to look up to white guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Has that been made yet? Did you just
like,
find your niche?
No,
Hey, get on it. G.I. Jose.
I don't. Yeah, G.I. Jose. You know, like, we had.
Why
we
not
had
just
one
fucking
I'm pretty
G.I.
sure.
Lopez?
I'm pretty sure American Dad took the piss out of him.
It could just be a.
Yeah,
why
I
don't we just
had
have you
I had
as the
Johnny
action
fucking.
figure?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just
could
have
be
the
fucking Combat Dora, right?
Yeah, or whatever, you know, tatted up, fucking drinking tequila with a fucking, you know, couple of ARs.
In a wine glass, yeah, just yeah, with my little fucking riot shoddy, just
with
going
your
around
little,
fucking shit up.
wearing lifters so you can go squat later, you know, all that shit. See, that's true representation of America right there. All right.
There you go, right?
So, you know, that's a valid point. It is. I get it. And there's females and women that I know who are, you know, I don't think they're celebrating the fact that it's her so much as it is a woman who's there. And I can respect that.
Right.
Okay. Cause we get it. It doesn't matter what letters next to the name, someone's going to have something to fucking say no matter what. Right. That's just America.
Right.
That's politics as usual. Right. But yeah, so that is, I can respect that. And I have a daughter, so it's cool that she can look at that and say, you know, and she's a little brown girl, half brown, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, it's disingenuous, right? Because, like, growing up hearing, like, you can be anything you want. And I'm like, I know I'm not the only parent. I'm not the only kid whose fucking parents said that growing up, but, like, where the fuck are all the other bitches that could have been wherever or whatever they wanted? Like, they're not here. Where are they? I'm the only female that works on my IT team, like, doing what I do. Like, there aren't a lot of women in STEM. There are a lot of women in female Supreme Court justices. So Sotomayor is one of fucking 3. You know, the other 2 are dead. Like,
wait, no, you still got Kagan. She's still there.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, we're counting her, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, we do count her. All right, Ben. Give us the outside insider's perspective, since, you know, I don't know how your inaugurations go over there in Australia, but what was your take?
They don't inaugurate the Queen.
I don't fucking know Australia. I'm not gonna pretend. All right.
Yeah, well, don't worry, because neither does Veronica, because she doesn't understand that the Queen has very little to do with my country's day-to-day running. But the first thing I'd say is that I think this year's inauguration may have been different in terms of the level of halftime show because of a couple of things. First off, in the middle of a global pandemic. And then the second one was the fact that the Capitol just had a massive fucking riot. So I feel like the spin doctors behind Biden's campaign probably added a bit more jazz hands and flair to it, as a way of trying to have a positive thing that people wanted to watch, as opposed to more bullshit political bickering and infighting. So I don't think it's necessarily hey, Biden wanted to have J-Lo come and shake her booty, or Garth
I already
Brooks
said,
come and
look,
sing.
I am, if we're gonna have
she
Shakira
did.
and J-Lo as permanent halftime performers at the
Fixtures.
Super Bowl until perpetuity, until they die, I'm cool with it. I don't need
Yeah.
to see the fucking weekend. I have no desire to see the weekend actually. But anyway, continue.
So honestly, I think that's probably one of the reasons why there was a little bit more pizzazz in this inauguration versus past inaugurations, because I feel like a lot of folks probably thought the country needed something happy to mark the shift between 45 and 46. That's my gut feel.
Does anyone remember? Did anyone perform at Trump's? I don't remember because I didn't watch that one either.
I don't know, but apparently it was the biggest
Rock?
rally that the world had ever seen.
Well, I know there were
the most
riots.
numbers.
I do know that there were riots that were in the shit. I remember that. Okay, but all right.
But I guess
The only one I watched actually was Obama's first one in 2008. That's like the last one I've actually watched. Anyway, useless trivia for
which was also like a huge event, right? Because it was the first.
Yeah, I mean,
black family in the White House.
Yeah, or half black, depends. I'm just.
Michelle Obama's black.
Yeah, but he's not.
Okay, so a 3/4 black.
I'm just here to cause trouble.
to do math.
Eric, you're gonna get canceled. This is.
They've already tried. I don't care. Fucking go for it. I don't care. I don't bend the knee. Whatever. Anyway. All right.
So, but in terms of the broader perspective about the inauguration, I've got to say that Trump's actions leading up to it were just shows he's a fucking sore loser and was never a statesman. For time in perpetuity, basically, there's been some simple traditions about, being there to welcome the guy who kicked your ass at the polls, shake his hand, show him where you keep your porn stash, show him where the liquor cabinet is, show him how you sneak your hookers in, all that basic stuff.
Did you see President Biden removed the red Diet Coke button? Holy fuck. He did. Yeah. So apparently, I don't know how true this is. I saw it. There was a red button on the desk that President Trump could push, and a Diet Coke would be brought in on a silver tray. And first of all, it should be Diet Pepsi or Bourbon. But you don't remove that. You just update it with what you want, right? Like, I don't know what Joe Biden drinks, but why would you remove the button? That's a great addition. Ding, or a little bell. Ding, something. Well, the bell might be a throwback. All right, so that may be something.
Because the bell and a button don't scream slave.
See, I'm glad your connection went out when you were saying that, because I know exactly. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
As opposed to using those. Yeah.
Okay, there are.
But
We've
anyway.
lost Ben. All right, Ben's frozen. You guys need to pay your internet. I know he's upstairs and Veronica's downstairs. She looks frozen too. Kristina,
Oh,
all right,
no.
give us some more. Give us some. No, you're frozen and you're done. I'm not gonna. He's still frozen. Look at. Oh, he's back. All right. Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so anyway, the button. We'll throw out the button. I just think it should be Diet Pepsi.
George Soros did it.
Probably. Anyway.
The 5G's
Your
going
internet
out.
connection is unstable.
It
is.
Everything's shut
Just got
down.
a
Actually,
notification.
my internet went down late last night, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Isn't it supposed to? I thought you guys are in the zone. Like all that stuff goes out.
Not usually, but
No?
I don't know. My internet went out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Are the rumors?
It's probably because your Christmas tree's siphoning off too much electricity. I'm just saying.
It can't fucking power your router.
I know. It's a fucking fire hazard. Damn. Is that a real tree? Can't be a real tree.
It's a real tree. It's doing
That
well.
thing is going to go up any minute now.
No,
It's probably
You
hollow.
leave
I'm
that
surprised it
Charlie
hasn't
Brown
fallen
tree out of
over.
this, Eric.
some Boy Scouts. They're legit.
I'm surprised it hasn't fallen over because it's completely hollow at this point.
I'm actually surprised too. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, how is it
No.
still hydrated? How is it still
So I mean, yeah, that was the inauguration. I know there was
So
some.
I do have something. Yeah, I have something semi-serious that I'd like to bring up that
Oh, well,
happened.
please
towards the end of
do.
the Trump
As soon as
presidency.
you stop being frozen, that'd be great.
I personally, I just want. No, what? Can you not see me? I can see me.
I can hear you, but you're definitely frozen. And yeah, you just flicked me off.
Throw
So
it
that's
away.
good. So she's
Just-
back as she
just
throws up the middle finger. Yeah. No, go ahead. What is the serious one?
I do want to say I think it's super fucked up that Kodak Black and Lil Wayne got pardons and the Tiger King didn't. Bullshit. He had a limo waiting outside. He thought it was his moment. He did a lot for us this year. He got us through the first half of the pandemic. We owed him this. Trump owed him this. Fucked up.
I mean, we can say it at this point because he's not the president, but Trump did not go out, as people wanted him to. He's, he dropped the ball on a few things. History and tradition, number one, that's fine. I got that too, but yeah, I think he exposed himself for whatever.
Part of me
being exactly what we said he was for the last.
No, I mean,
4
there's
years.
part of me that I'm trying to respect the man because but at the same time,
I respect
all
the
these
position,
calls
not
for
the
him to
man.
pardon Assange and Snowden. He basically kowtowed to, if that's the word, kowtowed. He bent the knee multiple times over the last 2 weeks to try and avoid everything that still happened anyway. He basically capitulated to McConnell, and McConnell still was like, yeah, beat it, nerd. So it's like Trump had a chance, I think, to do a lot of things, and he didn't on the way out. And like Ben said, he didn't do, come on, man. At some, just act like a fucking adult and do
like
what
a
you're supposed to do.
grown ass man, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've got tradition. At least uphold that. You're pretending to be a conservative. I know you're not. Whatever, but still, fucking be a man like Obama was, and shake the dude's fucking hand who's coming into office. That's it.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. You don't have to get along.
How's anybody surprised by this? By the way he acted over the last 4 years, he's completely in character.
I know.
Oh, let me just
I
interject.
just wanted a moment.
Hey, Kristina.
I unmute here. Okay, so
No. I'm muting myself
for a second before it turns into Trump bashing session. I know that's However, if
Low hanging fruit at this point.
If Trump did go, so I was actually surprised at the reaction of him saying he wouldn't go, because if he did go, then the media reaction would have been like, oh, he's going to spoil the inauguration.
But who cares?
The cameras would have been all on Trump, and it would have been all about Trump, because the cameras were, from what I saw,
instead it was on Bernie and his mittens.
Instead it's a bunch of Bernie and memes with his
and
mittens.
that might just be because the inauguration was boring, except for the Lady Gaga and J-Lo and Amanda Gorman, and Garth
Ben's
Brooks.
frozen again.
So anyway, it's like, if Trump said, I'm going to go, then that would have been taken as a sign like, oh, he's going to disrupt, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think he could have said anything. I think it was probably better he didn't go. I do think that there would have been something for him to be said if he showed up, shook the hand, kind of did this like a continuity type thing. So, I understand that. But I think the whole him getting banned from Twitter because he said he wasn't going to go is a little extreme.
So Kristina,
that's not why he was banned. It was a lot of things.
This is my point, and
supposedly, but yeah, you're right. It was a lot. Twitter was itching. They had planned this in advance, and so had Facebook actually. So yeah, they were kind of looking.
Hey,
for
baby, it's capitalism. It's a fucking free market. They're a private business.
They
can do what the
switched.
fuck they want.
No, Ben's not here.
How this
But no,
works.
the point is, we got to get past. This is the thing with my issue with the Republicans is stop holding on to President Trump. It's over. You don't need Trump for anything. If you want to hold on to some of the ideas and some of the movement and some of his base and supporters, I got that. But trying to make excuses for literally everything the dude has done, he's not the president anymore.
I think.
And so, no, I get what you're saying. It could have been about him. Who in this country more wants something to be about them than that man?
The news media. The news media, absolutely. Okay, so I don't like to criticize the media because I am a member of the media. However,
yeah, but you're the good one. You're good at this,
according to some. But so
Christina on the grassy knoll.
Yeah, that's right. But so you had a huge boom in news. Trump saved the news industry. We were going down, and I'm not saying we, as in my organization personally, but I've talked to editors from other outlets, and they're like, Trump is good for news. And so it'll be really interesting to see what happens next. But I know if there's an impeachment trial, there's going to be another bump. But then it's like, if Trump actually does recede, what's going to happen? Are people going to tune into the White House press briefings anymore? Probably not. Are they going to tune in?
No, did you see what happened today? I don't think this current press secretary is going to last more than 6 months because she already was just like completely like, oh my God, someone's actually pushing back on me.
That's longer than anybody in fucking Trump's cabinet.
No,
like,
you're not. That's not wrong.
How many press secretaries
That's
did he
not
have?
wrong. You're right. They went through a lot of them.
Do you guys even remember
first
who the
question
fuck
was
Sean Spicer is? We were having this conversation.
Yeah, I know.
We were like,
I remember,
holy shit, Sean Spicer's a person. I forgot about that motherfucker.
Yeah. No, but like, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody clear, obviously it was somebody from Fox, but it was a great question. Like, you just passed this national mandate for mask on federal property. Wasn't President Biden on federal property not wearing a mask, signing all these orders? And she's just like, he signed the orders. That's great for America, right? It's like, he's like, that's not what I asked you. And she's
yeah,
exactly. It's funny because it's going to go both ways now.
But it's their turn. Right. It's fucking obnoxious though, and like, but that's the thing, right? It's this like double.
Now it's obnoxious.
No, it's always obnoxious.
Yeah, to be fair, it's always been obnoxious.
It's always been obnoxious. And that's the fucking problem, is that both sides play this tit for tat bullshit. That's not even a fucking real question because it completely negates science. 6 feet. It's because of the particles that you breathe are the fucking that's how it transmits. So if I'm recording you from the other side of the room, I can sit there ass naked and you're not going to get the fucking virus from me. That's just how it works.
And thanks to Trump, that whole tactic now has a phrase. It's called the what about, because you say, what about this?
It's been around for a while.
But they're not even whatabouts.
Because of Trump, though, it's really...
It's a logical...
Oh, boy, howdy.
Sorry, it's a logical...
But I just want to back up real quick.
I'm sorry.
Wait, before you back up, Ben, I just want to point out that
Veronica.
Hold on. Veronica and Kristina are twins. Look.
We are.
They're wearing... Look at this.
We need to get you some more tats. I'm going to buy you like the tattoos.
Yeah, you do need some more tats.
I have a knife that I've been meaning to take.
Oh, my God.
But Kristina, to your point about if Trump had shown up, it would have he just would have been the only person. I call bullshit because Bill Clinton was asleep, and that's caught heaps of media. and we've got Bernie Sanders in his communist fucking jacket with his mittens on that's been memed the shit out of. There's more than one camera. So yes, Trump would have copped some of the attention, but so did Pence.
Pence was there.
Pence got a lot of airtime, with his presidential seal on his mask and stuff. So
they made a big deal about whether President Obama would show up,
and he did.
And then he did.
But in the same thing, like the camera wasn't stuck on his face.
No, it wasn't.
Michelle Obama straight up showed up looking like a fucking Mortal Kombat character, bad bitch, loving it.
So I don't think all of the cameras in the world would have stayed on Trump's ugly orange face for the entire time.
Stop with the orange man bad. That's not nice, Ben. We don't color shame here.
Well, I do when it's fake. When it's fake news.
You would have.
I'm red. Look, for some reason I'm red, but my arms are my normal color.
You are red. You need some sort of other kind of lighting. Do you have like a red light bulb or something?
No, you know what?
We gotta soften your.
Hey, we're low budget here, Kristina. I know you're used to Fox News and shit and people with actual production budgets, but I'm produced by Bourbon. Okay, that's it.
Send you the ring light. It's just like new snazzy
Look,
thing.
maybe when we get a few extra digits next to the listeners or the viewers, and it's not a couple hundred and it's a couple thousand, maybe we can afford some of that. But until then, we got nothing. It's this. This is what we got. You make what you have, or the best of what you have. It's like being deployed for the first time. You don't have anything. You just fucking do it. It's not like being deployed at all. Actually, it would be if I could drink while I was deployed, but I couldn't. So.
You can always drink when you're deployed. You just got to know the right people.
No, you're just in the right army. You're in the Australian army and get to do what the fuck you want. And I'm in the one that makes no fun. Okay.
General order number one. No
General
fun.
order number one that covers everything. Everything. It's 40 pages long.
Don't drink and don't pet the stray dogs.
Don't look at the opposite sex. Not allowed. No handshakes.
All of this goes on.
Oh my God. It's actually like General Order number one is like all the COVID rules. It really is.
But people don't understand that, dude. But I will say that I understand the appeal of breaking the rules, because chasing down a stray dog in Syria with a general was a lot of fun.
Well, you did do it with a
general.
Here,
let us love you.
Let us love.
Which general was
all the cats in Zone 1 and Zone 6.
He's still in.
Yeah. Every cat in Zone 1 was my friend in Kuwait.
We lured her in with MRE. She was pregnant. She's super cool dog.
My first deployment, I got busted. I got busted by the general leading the entire mission as I was up a coconut tree with a bayonet, no boots on, and no shirt, hacking off coconuts
Save
to
that
feed
story,
the lads.
Ben, because I need you. I was going to clear this. I need to get you on a podcast in like 2 weeks if you can, but I want that story. All right, just saying. We can tell that everyone's just winging it tonight because we're about 35 minutes in, and this is the shortest one ever. Unless anyone's got more to talk about, I mean, we can wrap this shit up, B.
I just want to say, look, COVID is going to get better. The numbers are going to skyrocket downwards.
Yeah, because we
All
have a
right?
new president. It's very
So
convenient.
all of you guys have a nice life. That was what Trump said in his fucking last official thing as president. And when I tell you, I heard
Did he really say that?
skyrocket downwards. I recorded, I posted on Facebook. I was like, wait,
I
what?
understand.
Yeah, as
post a
I
lot
can
on
officially
Facebook. It's hard to keep up.
officially fact check her last statement and give it 2 thumbs up. That's exactly what he said.
Guys,
I was
Gonna
like,
skyrocket down.
Skyrocket downwards? We call
I
those,
laughed heartily.
I don't know about you guys, but in Mexico, we call those plane crashes.
I think for everything we could say that's bad about him, everyone's going to miss him in the long run. What are people going to do?
He's not going away. He's still going to be the loud fucking asshole he was, putting out one-page papers in the newspaper about fucking screaming the 4
so
kids
let me run
over
this by you guys. Let me
not
run this
guilty of
theory.
raping a woman in Central Park.
So in one of these groups, one of the guys brought up, I think it's a good point. I know it could work. I just think it's unnecessary. He could probably do other things. But what do you guys think of him going down in his district in Mar-a-Lago, which he'll win absolutely by running for Congress, and just being the guy in Congress who just fucking causes a shitstorm constantly? And he could totally do it because he'd have the ability to speak.
His ego can't tolerate being just like the number like 450th.
I think I agree with
he's
that.
If he's not top dog,
Yeah.
then he's just not.
I think you're right. And that's why I think he'd have more impact doing his own media thing or whatever. But I also feel like he could cause some harm as well because he
honestly doesn't give a fuck about people. So if he did, he'd run for Congress, but he doesn't. He cares about himself. He has no interest in public service.
I can't
The run for president and all the rest of that
say
for
that
4 years.
definitively. I can't say that.
I can, because look at all the assholes he pardoned today. None of
Every
those
president does that. Every president does that.
Stop for a second. I'm not saying that every president doesn't give pardons, but usually they have some level of like.
No, they don't.
Civic mind.
A lot of them do. I encourage you to go review some of the pardons. You could start with Bill Clinton when he left and look at some of the shit.
Yeah, but fuck Bill Clinton. I mean, he was running pedophile island, so fuck that guy. Him and fucking Epstein are gonna fuck each other in hell.
Hey, Trump was friends with Epstein too. Don't fucking pretend like this shit.
Yeah, they're all connected.
They're all fucking pieces of shit. All right, all of them.
When you're pardoning people who were cronies to your like getting you money for your campaign versus some of the other people,
that's standard.
No, I don't know. This is a whole other podcast. We can compare. We can compare pardons, and Trump's don't pass the fucking sniff
I just got to get out of here. I need to get to the speakeasy. Yeah, I think Aaron's off camera, like dancing with no shirt on. Like, what's up? Speaking of dancing with no shirt on, Maddie. No, all right, never mind. All right, guys. Wait, hold on. What is that? Is that the Incredible Hulk? Is that what you're sipping on? A little sipping on some scissor?
Just some delicious Australian uranium juice as always.
Vegemite, right? Or whatever. What's it called?
Yeah, it's how I get my beard so long. Uranium kids, it's good for you.
Kangaroo piss. Okay, well. What is the drink of choice in Australia? Nothing? Just what? Foster's?
I don't know. No one in Australia drinks Foster's. I'm 41 years old, and I've never drunk a Foster's in my life.
I've tried them, and they're not good.
Ben, what is next Tuesday?
Oh, what is next Tuesday?
Australia Day.
Is it? It's Australia Day?
Yeah.
In the United States?
Well, technically, it'll be Monday in the US.
Happy Australia Day.
Wait,
well, thank you.
What is?
But it depends where you're from. Like, if you're an outback, fella, then Bundy rum is pretty ubiquitous. It's also known to start lots of fights because people tend to drink the Bundy Bear and then want to throw hands. But Australia loves beer. I think we're one of the biggest consumers per capita of beer in the world. So it would be probably beer, followed by, I don't know, we drink everything. We're a nation full of alcoholics, quite frankly.
Well, look where you guys come from.
Yes.
Another
True.
nation of alcoholics.
Yes. Who
True.
like just stacking it away.
Yeah.
But if, particularly for Americans watching the podcast, if you go to Australia, don't try and keep pace with Australians drinking beer. Like most Americans can outdrink Aussies when it comes to spirits, but generally will get destroyed when they try and keep up with Aussies drinking beer. There's something about our, evolutionary path that means that we metabolize beer better than Americans can. And up until recently, American beer has been quite, piss weak. Now there's more,
There's nothing. What you guys got? Foster. That's the only. I don't know what other beer you got there, but it's not exactly strong.
Yeah,
Even,
a lot of
even
that beer.
British beer is not strong. It's all fucking pub ale. That's like 4%. I can drink 10 of those before I blink.
You haven't been drinking in the right places, then, quite frankly.
Well, I haven't been to Australia, so let's do a road
Well,
trip.
there you
How about we take the podcast on tour? We'll go to Australia.
We've been trying to
Sounds
go to
good to
DC, but that got fucked up.
All right. So next week at Christina's house. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
we'll do it live. I won't. Be,
I
yeah, but
love it.
no, Mr. Brink invited us to North Carolina, but I can't. I don't have time to do that because that would be an opportunity to link up with at least you two, or DC at some point.
You were supposed to come, and then someone got COVID, and you're like, "Oh, I'm out."
Yeah, exactly. So it ruined the whole fucking thing. But anyway, this sounds like more of the off-camera stuff. So unless anyone else has anything to say about the shit that we were supposed to be talking about, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this shit up.
He's like, "Yeah, let's get out of here."
We'll continue this off the screen or whatever. I can't even remember how to work this contraption. I think it's called Zoom. But anyway, remember. You may not think like us, but you probably think like one of us. Definitely not me. There will be banter. We'll see you next week. We'll do it live.